everyone. This is Raylene Chapana with HOA Fight Club. Legislation season is upon us. I have been sitting on many phone calls with groups of people trying to advocate for no foreclosures, no super priority liens, protecting the homeowners by, starting funds that can actually help homeowners instead of going after homeowners. I know that there is, groups like trades groups like CAI that have all these fundraisers for other things, but they never fundraise for the homeowners because it goes against what they believe. They believe in super priority liens and non-judicial foreclosure. Now, I've sat in some meetings with some of the attorneys from CAI, and their justification for not using the small claims court is that if they go to small claims court, the board has to take time off of work and the property manager has to spend time going to a small claims court with the board. My thought is, it's a lot cheaper. So if the board has to, they can take the time to have meetings, find homeowners. They are paying the property management companies to drive around looking for fines. They have the money to do to hire attorneys to come after us vigorously, looking for fines and fees. They come after us for collections. The homeowners that come after the homeowners for collections. They just go directly to hiring the attorney. Now, what I have found in all of this stuff is that people that are making the decisions for deleting the dispute resolutions and the governing documents and mediation are all CAI attorneys. Our restated documents they're doing it to delete the dispute resolution, and they're doing it to delete mediation requirements for the association. That only benefits the attorneys. It does not benefit the association, and it does not benefit the members. The attorney fees are what's hurting the homeowners, not the actual assessments and those. Now, there are people that fall due on their assessments, but if the state is coming up with all these funds for money to help people, why don't they just come up with a fund that homeowners can go to if they fall past due on their assessments for their HOA? Why do we need to charge insurance rates? Why do we need to charge late fees? Why do we need to charge attorney fees at all? These people are past due for a reason. We can go into small claims court, we can file a judicial order against them, and we can do it that way. We could do it proper way, but especially for fines and fees. There have been people that have lost their homes because they were fined $50 and they got $3,000 to $4,000 worth of attorney's fees and late fees, and they couldn't catch up. Then when they go to court, because they put the lien on it, that $4,000 that they've been charging for the assessment is actually attorney fees, and then they double those by the time they foreclose. It's insane. I can prove how it happens, and I've seen how they're infiltrating our boards of directors. If they're being allowed to sit on boards and make decisions and vote, and I know that one even motioned to delete dispute resolution from the governing documents, and then an attorney takes those governing documents and they actually in good faith delete dispute resolution and delete the mediation requirements. I do not find that in good faith for an attorney to do. I actually find that a very unethical thing, because their main duty as an attorney should be to protect the association, keep the costs down. The association shouldn't be managing and policing the people. It should be managing the common areas. It should be making improvements to our homes. It should be keeping up the areas that they're responsible for, not for attorney fees, not to pay property managers more because they think they deserve it. What are these property managers doing? They're driving around fining people. That's what they're doing. That's what they think is important. What's important is to make sure that our board is running correctly, that they're not rogue, that they're making good decisions, that if they are allowed to find somebody, that they allow due process. They go to small claims court and do an impartial tribunal, because that's the only way that it's fair. Not having time to go to small claims court is the worst excuse I've ever heard an attorney give, because the only thing that cuts out in small claims court is the expense of an attorney, and it allows for impartial tribunals. It allows for a $50 mediation, because mediation in Washington state comes with a small claims court. If you file you pay $50, you can do it for $10,000 or less. And now there's free mediation in the process of that. So why are we pushing homeowners to a CAI certified mediation that has to be members? That is such a conflict of interest. They're members of everything. They're members of our property managers, our attorneys, our mediators, our state. They're everywhere. And CAI does what's best for its members, the attorneys, the trades group, the people that take the money that we are paying in our assessments and use it for their own personal gain. Attorneys are not needed as much as what they believe they are. If we have past due assessments, that's one thing. Start putting those assessments in escrow and taking some responsibility instead of leaving it up to rogue attorneys that would just want to make some money on sheriff sales and foreclosures. And they're the only ones. Attorney's fees burden the association and they burden the homeowner. The only person that this gives any sort of benefit to is the attorney. The attorney of the association is the only one that benefits from any of this because they're making more than what was actually past due on our assessment. So I think we need to come up with a better way. Helping people. Let's start some nonprofits that actually will donate to people that need the funds. I know there's funds out there in the Biden bill that will help homeowners pay their HOA assessments if they're past due. So check for those things. Call your legislators, call your attorney general's office and ask what they can do to help you make those payments because it's a lot cheaper for the state to help people that are in distress for $50 than it is to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for sheriff sales and attorneys. And by the way, to realize that our sheriffs are making a ton of money off of sheriff sales on the HOA industry. I mean, every week in Washington state, in just one county, there's 3-4 sheriff sales a week. That's pretty high number for the small community that we have living in condo associations and HOAs. And those numbers are just increasing every month. So I'm keeping track of them. I'm keeping track of what's going on. I'm fighting for the homeowners. I'm fighting for your right to have due process. And I will keep at it until this is over. All right, you guys, I'll see you on the next one.